Here's a question. How do you take the action out of the action RPG? Make it so you can kill virtually every enemy in the game with the same strategy. That strategy? Run in a circle and press square. Either lure the enemy into attacking and hit them while their guard is down, or take advantage of their massive attack delays by running behind them and smacking their asses until they die. There, now you know how to beat 95% of the enemies in Evergrace, including the bosses. I'm not kidding, the bosses can be killed with the same strategy. Don't bother with the walkthroughs on GameFAQs that list some bizarre and laughably complex strategies involving Palmyra magic. The only exceptions are the bosses that can be picked off with long-range weapons while offering little to no resistance, or bosses with AI so bad that they can be pinned against the wall and teabagged mercilessly with whatever weapons hurt them. Part of the reason the bosses are so easy is that their attack patterns are recycled between each character. For example, Darius fights a demon with a sword who, when he uses his jump attack, can easily be dodged and stabbed in the ass. Meanwhile, Sharlene encounters a crucified Indian whose name escapes me, so I'm just going to call him Florida State. Florida State has the exact same attack pattern as the sword demon, and the same bad programming that causes him to keep using the jump attack after getting hit. The only way the enemies and bosses pose a major problem is if the terrible camera decides not to show them when it isn't busy embedding itself in the wall, or if you don't have the right weapon. See, every weapon, armor piece, and enemy has an element attached to it. The catch is, you won't know what elements a lot of the weapons and armor possess until they are upgraded, which leads to a lot of trial and error to see what weapons will actually damage them. As for the enemies, there are creature profiles for everyone, including the bosses. But they're useless because they only show up after the bosses have been killed. It's like studying for a history test after you've already taken it. Oh, and don't bother using the Palmyra magic against any of the bosses. There's such a huge delay on them that you're going to get hit before you can actually finish casting anything. Oh, I don't have the right weapon for this boss. You know where I have to get it? The shop. In fact, many of the puzzles and some of the bosses in this game rely on buying specific weapons and armor, or even dyeing it specific colors. Hell, some puzzles require stripping down to specific pieces of armor or holding a specific weapon just to advance. Listen, Evergrace. There's a difference between being clever and being tedious. Forcing a player to constantly switch weapons and armor and Palmyra actions just to open a door is tedious. Forcing a player to grind for money so that they can get the weapons and the armor, as well as upgrade them and continually fix them is... right. I forgot to mention. You have to keep fixing the weapons and the armor, otherwise they will break. Because that's so much fun, right? This wouldn't even be so bad if everything was just damaged in battle, but apparently the Aaron Rubain is highly acidic, because weapons and armor will take damage just from walking around. Hell, you can stand still and watch your weapon fall apart in your hands and your shirt turn into paper mache.
Yeah, I got you cornered now, you son of a bitch. What are you gonna do about it, huh? What are you gonna do? You're gonna guard? No, you're gonna die and you're gonna give me your money, because that's what you're programmed to do. And oh god, my pants just exploded! What the hell?
But to top it off, any Palmyra magic you want to use requires points from the armor or weapons it's attached to. Everything else in Evergrace just screams that it was rushed out the door for the PS2's release. The way save points are spread out just enough that one enemy can cheap shot you across the room and into a bottomless pit. The way enemies can't be knocked off of ledges, but Darius and Sharlene can, to the point where the game is willing to defy the laws of physics to make it happen. The way there's only one sound effect for healing a character regardless of how it's being done. Wait, what? Did she just flush the bed? Or how about the translations, which were done so poorly that they didn't bother changing the monster's attack text, and spelling mistakes show up everywhere, including the character select screen. You're serious? You couldn't even be bothered to spell the main character's name right. You know, I know people who are subscribed to me or friends with me that speak English as a second or third language. And they could translate this game better than these people did. Alright, judgment time. Would I rather have Evergrace or the $3 that I spent for it.
I'm taking the money easily. I mean, it's no contest. Evergrace is 10.5 hours of my life that I am never going to get back. I could have just as easily spent this money on food, and I would have derived more enjoyment than I ever did from that game. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Hold on.
Hi, would you like to try a combo?
No thanks. I will have a small vanilla frosty and a plain junior bacon cheeseburger. That's it.
Would that be all for you?
Yes.
228, single window.